again children, the first lesson, page number 2. As yesterday we have discussed how why field visit is necessary, and during field visit what type of necessities and what type of necessary things you take along with you we have studied yesterday. So the conversation between the students and the teacher have been done here, isn't? So we have learned how the children have observed that while they were moving from as they left from Usmanabad and they were moving towards Alibag. They have come across dry vegetation, they have come across linear settlements as I've explained yesterday. And in today's class I'm going to tell you how, as yesterday we also have, in the last video we have studied what is the difference between linear settlements and what is the settlement which is done in the urban areas. Now next children, as they have reached now Solapur, see on page number 2. Now we have reached Solapur in urban areas. The population density is high. We see multi-storied houses. They are made from a mixture of cement, sand, rubble and water. They are constructed using bricks. Shops with modern amenities like shopping malls, big restaurants are found along the roads. Listen children, in the last video we have seen that in rural areas the houses are made in linear settlements. In urban areas the houses are made up of bricks and having multi-storied buildings, and shops are having with huge amenities and also with shopping malls. Is it? Now the journey has been started. They have reached Solapur. Now see what they have done. The students started observing the distinctive characteristics of the urban area. After some time, the teachers asked Rahul to distribute the breakfast packets among the students. They had their breakfast. Is it? Now they had reached Solapur. As they reached the Solapur, the breakfast packets have been provided to them. Now they have the next is they are crossing through Solapur city, and what they have observed? They have observed the agricultural lands and also a cultivable agricultural crops in and around the Solapur. So what kind of agriculture they have found here? So now one of the students, Savitri, says now they have found agricultural fields having shrub croppings and also a field of sugar cane. Is it? So now in the last video we have seen, they have seen dry deciduous vegetation where the trees shed down their leaves at particular season and then new leaves arise after another season. Is it that we have done in the last, that what we have heard in the last video. Now here what Savitri had seen as they are crossing the Solapur city, so what they have seen huge cultivation of land, agriculture with short shrubs and also with sugarcane. So now why the sugarcane is more being grown here, one of the main reason is an irrigational facility. That is called the water provided to these crops. So as sugarcane need lots of water, and these irrigation and water facilities provided to canals and reservoir which is built here. Now see on page number 3 children. So what the teacher says correct, that when we had left Naldur we had seen cultivation of moong, urad and other pulses, but now it is mainly sugarcane. This is because of the availability of irrigational facilities. Is it children? So when they were just before the Solapur, they have seen the crops like moong and urad. Now as they are passing through the Solapur city, they have seen the cultivation of sugarcane. The main reason is here the irrigation facilities and the water which is provided to them. Yes madam, we had crossed a canal some time ago, and now I can see a large reservoir here, which is this reservoir, ma'am. So here now what the teacher had said, why sugarcane is found here? Because of the ample and abundant supply of water which is provided to these crops. And this is only possible where what they have seen the reservoir and the canal built here. So which reservoir is it? And I hope children you know what is the meaning of reservoir here. So reservoir is only being seen where there is a dam, isn't it? So they have come across which dam? They have come across the Ajni dam. It is also called Ujni Dam, which is built upon the river Bhima. This dam is mainly used for supplying drinking water. This is also used for power generation and fishing and irrigation facilities. Now here some students got down at the Indapur Dam. They have clicked down the photographs and they have seen. So because of these canals and because of this reservoir, the abundant water has been supplied, and this water is used for drinking water, irrigation, and also for fishing and power generation. Madam, this seems to be a plain area. As in the last video we have seen, children, they are also observing that in the last video we have seen one of the students said that they are going down through the slope. Isn't it? Now as they came down to the slope, they have come down to the plain area. Now see on page number 3, children. Yes, we are going through the plain area. This is a part of the Deccan Plateau itself. As we go westwards, we will notice major changes in the relief and vegetation. Now they have come down through the slope. Now they are moving through the plain areas. Now while they are crossing through the plain areas, they have seen difference in the relief. As in the last video I have explained what is called relief. Now also they have seen some changes in the vegetation. After a few hours of journey, they left the main road near Hadapsar and turned towards Sinhagar. There were many big and small hotels at the foothills. They stopped at the open space at the roadside and had their lunch. They relaxed for a while. Isn't it? Now they have crossed Hadapsar and they were moving towards Sinhagar. And as we know, children, Sinhagar, which is where what we found topographies, we found mountains and hills, and Sinhagar Fort is also one of the familiar fort which you have already heard and you know about it. I have also noticed that we have left Naldur. Trees like Jujubi and Babul etc. were visible, but here different trees are seen. So one of the students, what she had observed, Najma has observed that when they left Naldur, they have seen Jujubis and Babul trees. Now as they are coming towards Sinhagar, they have found some different trees and vegetation here. So what they have seen and what they have observed. See here. While crossing Naldur, we saw semi-arid, thorny type of vegetation. Change in type of vegetation is an indicator of change in the amount of rainfall in that area. We see that Anjan, that is called ironwood, banyan and peepal trees are more in number here. Is it, children, when they have started their journey in the Naldur, what type of vegetation they have seen? They have seen semi-arid, thorny type of vegetation. Now as they reached here Sinhagar, what they have seen? They have seen banyan, peepal and ironwood type of trees, which these trees need huge amount of water and rainfall. So because of the change in the vegetation, the types of trees have also been changed. Alright, now we have reached the foothills of Sinhagar. Now we will climb at the top and you will see the offshoots of Western Ghats. Yes, children, in the last video as I explained you that they were near Sahyadri. They have seen the offshoots of Sahyadri. Now they have reached to Sinhagar. As they reached to the Sinhagar, they have come to the which part of the Ghats? They have come to the offshoots of the Western Ghats. Now you will only carry your iCard, notebook, pen, binoculars, camera, cap, map and water bottle. Keep your luggage and other items in the bus itself. Now children, as they reach the Sinhagar here, now they are going to climb the fort of Sinhagar through their foothills. The teacher has instructed to carry some bottle and binoculars, and the rest of the luggage is left in the bus. Now there is the change in the climate here. There is change in the weather here. When they have left Naldur, there was somewhat sunny type of weather. Now as they have reached here near the foothills of Sinhagar, now see what change they have seen. Now here near it is quite sunny. It became cloudy. Later it also started drizzling. The students enjoyed eating steamed groundnuts, buttermilk and curd on the way. They clicked photographs of various physical features, the vegetation around, birds and aerial view of Pune city and the various structures of the fort. Afterwards, teachers asked them to gather at one place. Now they have reached near the fort, they have climbed the fort, they have seen the city of Pune through the aerial view of which they are at the at the top of the Sinhagar fort. Now the climate was somewhat sunny, it was somewhat drizzling, and they have enjoyed the food. Now we have now reached the fort of Sinhagar. Now you will collect information about it. As they have reached near Sinhagar, Sinhagarh, because the topic is about the field visit, what they have to do, they have to collect all the information, what they are seeing in and around their surroundings. They have noticed many things. They have noticed the vegetation, they have seen the cultivation. Now they have reached the Sinhagarh fort. So what they are going to observe, let us see. Now, the Neha, one of the students says, Madam, we saw a board at the entrance which have as information about the Sinhagarh fort. We have also clicked its pictures. Now, one of the students, Neha, says, as they entered the Sinhagarh fort, what they have seen a board. What is written on the board, they have clicked the pictures about it. Good, Neha. Now, will you tell the difference in the relief features now? So, now they have reached the Sinhagarh fort. They have climbed the mountain. So, the teacher asks us what she had seen in the relief. Because as they left from Nardur, they have also come the reliefs of Sahyadri mountains. Now they have come through the Western Ghats. So what differences she is going to discuss now. Now, good Neha, now Qasim. Madam, we can see that now the undulating plains have turned into rugged topography with hills. This is a high hill. We are at a higher altitude and hence can even experience clouds. Is it? So what they have seen the difference, they have seen here they are small hills and their topography. The top of the hills are not plains but they are undulated part of the reliefs. Isn't it? They are high hills. They have the Sinhagarh fort is situated upon the high hill and they have reached at the higher altitude. What is the meaning of altitude? They have reached at the higher height. Now they are also experiencing the clouds. Very good, Qasim. You can notice many physical features like rock pinnacles, valleys and hills and layers formed from volcanic eruption. Is it? Now what the teacher have explained? The teacher is explaining about the undulated topographies what they have seen. They have also seen the rock pinnacles. So what is the meaning of rock pinnacles, student? The small rocks which are in the form of caves. Isn't? Now they have reached upon it. They have also seen valleys. They also have seen hills in and around there. As they have reached at the top of the altitude, they can view everything at the top of the hill. Now they have seen that these hills have been formed due to the volcanic eruptions. Now have you recognized the rock found here? You might have seen some debris of landslides at places while climbing. Now tell me about the agricultural pattern around. Now teacher has asked them, so these hills are formed due to the volcanic eruption. So what kind of rock it is? So this kind of rock is basalt. And what type of agricultural pattern is seen there? The question is asked by the teacher to them. Now let us see what it is. The rock which is found upon the hill is called basalt and it is also called igneous type of rock. We saw mainly pulses being cultivated at the place where we live, between Solapur to Pune. We saw sugarcane. Now we mainly see paddy fields. As we have explained, now as I explained you children, as they left from Naldur, they have seen many kind of vegetation. As they reach Solapur, they have seen agricultural type of. Now they are reaching to the Sinhagarh, which is just more near to the Pune. So what they have seen the paddy crops have grown more in number. Correct. It is because of good amount of rainfall here. Can you recall seeing a similar fort-like structure before? What difference do you see between both of them? So now children, as the journey has been started from Naldur, so they have seen Naldur fort. Now they are comparing the difference between Naldur and Sinhagarh fort. So what differences they are going to see is being studied here. It is because now why the paddy fields and why the paddy agriculture more in number? Because of plenty of rainfall here, and this is why the paddy is being grown here. Madam, we can compare this with the Naldur fort itself, but it is not situated on a hill like Sinhagarh. We do not have to climb up a slope to see it. So what is the difference between the Naldur and Sinhagarh fort? The only main difference is that Naldur is not situated upon the hill just like as Sinhagarh fort. They need not to be climbed upon for the Naldur Fort, which is just situated upon the down the plains. Now, madam, we can compare this with the Naldur Fort itself, but it is not situated on a hill like Sinhagad. Very good. Now we have reached at the top of the fort. This is a hill fort as it has been built on a hill. This was built with a view of security and to keep an eye on the surroundings. Naldur is a fort on the land. All such forts are the heritage of our site. Is it, children? Now they have reached and so as we know, children, these forts are built during Shivaji Maharaj, and why these forts are built? Just to keep an eye on the enemy. This we know about the reasons why these forts are built upon the hills. This is one of the Sinhagad fort, is also one of the familiar fort which has been built by Shivaji Maharaj, and why these forts are built only to keep an eye upon the enemies and also to keep an eye upon the surroundings, what is happening. The next, children, come here and look down the water body that you can see in front in the reservoir of the Khadakwasla Dam, which serves water to areas in and around Pune. Now we will go to the Kalyan Darwaza. Come here and see this structure. This is called Devteg, that is called a sacred tank. Water coming from a natural spring gets stored here. Even today it serves water all around to the people who stay at the fort above. Now children, here what they have seen a reservoir which is called the Khadakwasla, which leads to Pune. The people of Pune gets water through this reservoir, and this is also called Devteg. Why? Because it is a sacred tank, as we do not know how the water is collected here, and the people who stays above the fort gets water through this sacred tank. Expressing surprise, oh my God, how can water be available continuously at this height since centuries? Isn't? So it is one of the surprising thing. The people who are living on the fort get water through this Devteg, that is called a sacred tank. It is very much surprising here. Now here the next. We will be visiting places in Pune like Shaniwar Wada, a famous marketplaces like Tulsi Bagh, Mahatma Phule Market. There are also wholesale and retail markets. Here you can do shopping here. Make sure you write down all your observations. Now children, they are going to leave now Sinhagad Fort, now going to reach Pune city. While reaching Pune city, the teacher has instructed which places they are going to visit. They are going to visit which places here? Shaniwar Wada, marketplaces like Tulsi Bagh and also Mahatma Phule Market. And they are going to observe in the market what they have seen. So after the city tour, they had dinner and returned to the place for their night hall. Now their journey here has been ended at day 1, and the day 2 again they are going to start their journey, and which is in the Pune city. They are going to visit Shaniwar Wada and all the places which are very much famous in Pune. So on the day 2 at 7 o'clock they have started the journey again. They had the breakfast and they are going to visit now Pune. Now we are on the Mumbai Pune Expressway. Can you see the change in the relief again? We will stop at Raj Machi Point near Lonavala. Now they have moving towards Pune city, which is on there. They are moving through Mumbai Pune highway. Now which is near just Lonavala. Yes, madam. Even though we are driving on a plain road, we can see hilly regions all around. The frequency of houses is becoming less. So now what the students have observed, they are now moving through the plain road, but they can see less number of houses which are surrounded in and around the hilly areas. These are the slopes of the Western Ghats. We call these hilly areas Sahyadris too. Isn't it, children? Now these are the part of the Western Ghats. So these offshoots of Western Ghats are also called as Sahyadris. From here you can observe the difference in slopes, the gentle slope to the east and the steep slope to the west. So now because these are the slopes of Western Ghats, because they are moving down to the city. They can see that the slopes are very steep near the east and gently at the they are gentle at the east and very steep near the west. You can see many cliffs and waterfalls, and about which you have learned in class 9. Isn't children? I hope that you know the meaning what is called cliffs. The cliffs are the small hills which can be climbed by us. And what are waterfalls? Waterfalls are those, the water which come between two hills or mountain. Those are called waterfalls. If else we can say jharnas. Now, madam, we are crossing the Ghat section and now we are going to Khopoli. Correct Namdev. This is now as the Bhor or Khandala Ghat in the Western Ghats. We will now enter the western coastal plains of India. Observe the trees, soil and houses that you see. Isn't it, children? Now they are reaching at the Bhor, which is called Khandala Ghats, which is the offshoots of Western Ghats. Now they are reaching at the western coastal plains of India. Now, madam, we can see dense forest comprising of thick vegetation in the Ghats. We can see trees with broad leaves. We can see such trees in the Sinhgarh region too. Isn't children, as the journey has been, what now they have came across with Sinhgarh, they have seen many type of vegetation, they have seen people and banyan trees. Now they are reaching to the Khandala offshoots of Western Ghats. Now what they have seen thick vegetation with dense forest, and same type of vegetation has been found here because these trees are situated upon the slopy areas and also at the mountains and hills. So here the thick vegetation and also the tree, the leaf structure is broad leaves, and these vegetation is called deciduous vegetation, or these trees are called deciduous trees. These are the teak trees. This region is a region of deciduous trees. These are mainly called Vanrais या Devrais. Okay, children. So these are called these areas are called forest areas, which are also named as Vanrais and Devrais, which are also called woodlands and sacred groves. Madam, I can feel a change in the weather. It is getting hotter and I have started perspiring. Now, children, as when they reached the Sinhgarh fort, it was somewhat cloudy. The weather has somewhat cloudy and it was drizzling and having somewhat of rainfall. But here, as they reached the Khandala, what they have seen, they have just coming down through the Ghats. What they have seen, there is a little change in the weather, and also they are sweating. Perspiring means that just getting the weather is getting more humidity and they are sweating here. So that is called perspiring. You feel the change in the air because of increase in humidity in the air. We start perspiring and skin becomes sticky. As we go near the sea, this will increase because as the teacher has already instructed them that they are entering the western coastal plains of India. As we come across the word the coastal plains, it is been sure that we are coming across to the sea and ocean coast. As we are in here, the humidity rate increases and we start perspiring and we can be having a sweaty and sticky type of sweat. Madam, it has started raining in this region. Also, the amount of rainfall seems to be more. It might be happening because of this. Because of the increasing level of humidity, because of perspiring, here the rainfall is also high, and this is the change this has been seen here. Now the correct observation. Because of heavy rainfall and nearness to the sea, this happens. Also because of high rainfall, rice is the major crop here. Is it, children? Again, as they are moving down, the crop and the vegetation also being changed. When they were in Sholapur, sugarcane was there. When they were reaching to the Sinhgarh, paddy cropping was there. As they are coming down to Pune city, now what they have seen? They have seen here the rice is being grown more in number because of heavy rainfall and because of the change in soil and vegetation. Soon we will reach the sea. Can you name the sea? So, Where they are reaching? They are reaching to the Arabian Sea. Good. After reaching Alibag, before we go to our lodges, we will visit the Talati office. You can gather information on the basis of questionnaire you have prepared in the school. Now they are just near to the Alibag to reach there. As they are going to Alibag, before reaching to the Alibag, they are going to the Talati office. That Talati office where they can get an information. So what type of information they are going to get here in Talati office? They are going to get information about the type of soil, the type of vegetation, and what type of crops they have grown here, and where they get the irrigation facilities, and how the crops are grown here, and how they manage the water, and such information is going to be get from this Talati office. You will be asking him questions about the types of crops, soil types, cultivation of fruits and other cash crops. We are asking him how land revenue is collected here in his office. Land under irrigation, watershed programs and other occupations in the village. Is it from the Talati office they are going to get such type of information? What type of soil is found here, what type of vegetation, how they manage the agriculture and how they get irrigation facilities and so and so. Dear students, after lunch we will go to the sea coast. How many of you will be seeing the sea for the first time? As we know children, they are reaching to the western coastal area and the teacher already instructed that they are going to visit Arabian Sea. So here many students are for the first time visiting here and see what she says. I am just trying to imagine what a breathtaking view it would be to see the sea. What will it look like, or will be there just water? So here Abira is very much excited to be here near the sea coast, and she wanted to see how the water is going to be, and only the water and water is going to be seen around. True Abira, we will visit the beach now. We have already given clear instructions regarding precautions to be taken there. We will also visit a fort like Colaba or Alibag fort here. We will have to take into account the timings of high and low tides. On this is the way from the coast and the sea. Okay children, so what information and what they are going to observe here as they are going to read the sea? They are going to observe the high and low tides. They are going to observe the landforms which are formed by the sea waves. They are also going to observe how they are going to take the precaution while entering into the water, and keeping all this in mind, they are going to prepare the questionnaire and they are going to copy down in the note what they have seen here. So almost together, beach, sea caves, wave-cut platforms, sandbars, all these have been observed by the children. So beach, I know you might be knowing what is called beach. The second is sea caves. These sea caves are formed because near the sea coast. As you see, they are in cave in shape. These are formed due to the rocks. So these are all because of the volcanic eruptions, and they have taken into one part of the caves. They have taken part into small hills, and these types of forms and landforms they are going to observe here. Good, you remember them well. Madam, this fort is different from the first two. So now they have reached the Colaba fort. This fort is also called as Alibag fort. Now what the children have observed, they have observed that there is a difference in this fort, what they have seen in Sinhagad and what they have seen in the Naldur fort. So this fort is quite different from these two forts. So what difference they have seen? Good, Neha. Can you tell the difference between them? Yes, madam. This fort was constructed in water while other two were on land. Yes, children. So what they have seen here, this Colaba fort is constructed in water, but the other two, what they have seen in Sinhagad and Naldur is constructed on the land. Good. This fort is built on a wave-cut platform. Because it is surrounded by sea water, it is called a sea fort. Earlier, these forts were built for the security of the seas. There are many such forts on the west coast. Is it, children? So this is built upon the water. It is built upon in between the sea. So because of this, these sea forts have been built to keep an eye on the enemy, and also what is happening in and around the sea, and what is happening in and around, and to have a security upon the seas. Yes, I have heard the names like Sindhudur and Zanjira earlier, isn't? So now they remember the names of the forts which are built near the sea coast. and these seaforts are built to have a